blue on my face. So.
Yeah, you got a little zinc on your face, I think. Hey everybody, we are live. It's Adam Winnig, and I'm here with
Nick Friel.
Nick Friel. We are live, and we are actually on a surfing trip in Nicaragua, so the connection may be a little iffy here.
And that explains the blue zinca all over my face, under my eyes, and the extreme sunburn. So.
These guys were surfing all day long, and so they put up...
Don't let him fool you. I watched this guy drop into something insane. I could not believe it.
So
legend.
We're having a lot of fun out here, but more importantly, we're going to be doing a quick interview here. I've got my friend Nick, who's recently had a lot of success doing digital marketing, specifically Facebook ads and funnels for doctors. And more specifically, he's actually concentrated down into the chiropractic niche, and he's just been rocking the house, basically generating leads for chiropractic practices. And the thing that's interesting is, you know, this is such a huge opportunity, and he's been able to just totally master it. And now he has seven of your own clients paying you $1,500 a month. You're telling me?
Just about, yep.
And then you have like 5 that you and your partner do, right?
Correct. Yep. So I also have a guy who helps me with a lot of the back end. He's more of he's technically inclined. I'm more of a salesperson. And so we kind of help each other, you know, in that sense. I help him gain clients. He helps me make sure, you know, my back end is dialed in. So I think that's important, being able to surround yourself with people who can make up for your, you know, make up for your weaknesses.
Sure. So in this interview, basically what we're going to be doing is I'm going to talk with Nick. You guys are going to be able to listen in. You can pop in questions. Actually, if you can hear me okay, would you just say hi? Or would you say yes? Either hi or yes. Either one will work, but comment so I know that.
Because the Wi-Fi is awful.
Yeah, but we're like in this our buddy.
Swanky apartment.
Yeah, our friend is a pro surfer, and so he got the cool room, and our rooms are cool too, but
right,
okay.
We're getting some highs so people can
Jonathan, Pietro can hear us. Okay, so the purpose of this interview is I'm going to interview him, and he's going to talk about kind of how he went about this entire process and how now he's crushing it, having 7 doctors paying $1,500 a month. And I think this is a huge opportunity for anybody that has the basic skills of digital marketing, that understands how to set up a simple lead generation funnel and how to run basic Facebook ads. So quickly, Nick, talk to everybody really quickly. What were you doing prior to doing digital marketing for these doctors? What were you doing? Anything?
So prior to this, I did a lot of failing, which I think helped a lot. I did a lot of things within the business field that I just weren't for me. I went a brick and mortar business. Me and a buddy built like a commercial pool care company. Just a lot of work, not a lot of payoff. Kind of dabbled in real estate, you know, wholesale real estate a little bit. Once again, a lot of work, you know, wasn't seeing a crazy amount of the payoff. Got into a couple different things, tried modeling, tried a million things to make sure that I was...
Look at this good-looking guy.
I was making money for myself. And yeah, it worked. I made some money, but it took so long to get paid. And so, you know, I almost got pressed into this. You know, it was like I found a bunch of things that I knew I could make money with, but I didn't love what I was doing. It was taking so much time, energy. And you know, I just decided I was going to jump in. I was working for one of the photographers I used to shoot with. I was working with him, helping with the social media. So I kind of started to dial in and get a little bit better at it, get a little bit more, a little bit more competent in it.
Yep.
And yeah, I kind of really just got pushed in that direction. And health and fitness has always been kind of my background. So.
Okay, so this is a really interesting point, because you were at a point where I was once in my life. A lot of the people that are listening to this interview right now, they realize that there's all this opportunity, there's so much different stuff that they can do, and so they're trying to do this and this and this and this and this. Why did you decide to settle in and do what you're doing right now, and why is this such a huge opportunity for people that are kind of looking to find their thing?
I got an answer for this one. So Beautiful. Pretty much, I was in my 5th year of college. I've always known, like, no excuses, nothing's happening besides me being, you know, wealthy enough to live the type of life that I've always kind of seen in my head, and that's never been the 9 to 5. I've never even considered that. So like I said, I tried a bunch of these things, and I was getting to that point where, I started figuring out exactly what I wanted. I knew I wanted to make a lot of money. I knew I wanted to have time. I wanted to be able to go on trips with my buddies to Nicaragua and go surfing when I wanted and do these types of things. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I looked around and figured out, what were people doing that was successful, that was duplicatable. And something that my skills could pertain to, because I know I'm strong in sales. Believe me, I was not a tech guy. Like, I sweat through this stuff. And if I can do it, literally anyone can do it. I was watching YouTube videos. I was sitting in my back room for days on end, just learning all the ins and outs of integrations and backgrounds and copy and all this stuff that is really, really important. But it finally came together, and I had this aha moment. I sold a doctor like across the country, and I had the results, I had the proof, and I sold him. He was across the country, and I was like, I don't have to show up in a suit. I don't have to be, I don't have to be on time. Like, I just called the guy in California. Even if it's 8 p.m. for me, I can call a guy in California because it's still 4 p.m. for them, or 7 or 5 p.m. for them. So that was really the light switch when I saw that this allows you to sell from your, work from your home or work from wherever you're at. I've been talking to clients and doing sales calls from right here in Nicaragua. So it's that lifestyle that really, really attracted me, and that was like, I was like, that's what I want, and this is what I have to do to get it.
So you're saying that this particular opportunity is basically a business that it can be a lifestyle business. It doesn't have to be
100%. Like,
cool.
I don't sweat like, talking to my clients or do it. Like, I like being able to go surfing, come back in, check my phone, deal with opt-ins and clients and emails and whatnot. Like, it's very easy to keep track of everything. I'm not like, I go on a trip for a couple of days and I don't return home to massive anxiety because I'm right here on top of my stuff.
Yeah.
And I also have, I've surrounded myself, like I said, with good people who I think I treat well, and they also, they take my business as seriously as I take my business. So I think that's also very, very important, is finding the right people.
Absolutely. So talk about this, and then we'll get into more of the strategy of how it's done. But Nick was like a lot of people, like myself and so many other people that are trying to find their thing, right, to make money with, to build their career around. And you found it, and after all this different trial and error, you found it, and now you have a business that's paying you a healthy amount that you can live fairly abundantly from. What does that feel like?
It's literally like unbelievable. Like, I wasn't even able to afford a passport last year. Like, never mind, like a passport, new surfboard, trip to Nicaragua, and like not feel like panic attack, like, oh, I can't do this. Like, I've hustled, I think I deserve this, and it's literally amazing to be able to give yourself this and not return to a stressful environment, not return to chaos and, oh my gosh, I have so much work to do, and I have my boss coming down on me. Like, I'm on top of everything. Everything's right. I have my phone. I just got off the phone with a client. I've been sending emails all day, and it's not something I stress out about because it's right here in front of me, and I can be on top of everything and enjoy my time with my friends. It doesn't take a crazy amount of time. It just takes a lot of discipline.
Yep, 100%. So let's talk about this, because the people that we're talking to specifically now, that are live on here, a lot of these guys, they have these skills. They understand how to set up a Facebook ad, how to set up a funnel. What is kind of the first steps when you got going? Were you already a digital marketing expert? Did you know Facebook ads and the pixels and the funnels and all that sort of stuff? Or did you just go out there and sell something and then just figure it out?
So I'll say two things. I'll say sell, like ABC, always be closing, because that's like really the nature of this business is it's a sales game. Like, if you can get clients, you can do this. And if you can build the funnels already, like, you're good. You should have confidence to go out and really pick up clients because you already have the results kind of in stone. That gives you that confidence.
Talk. How are you finding your clients?
So I've done a lot of different things, and like I said, I'm not going to take full responsibility for the clients we've picked up, because the back end guy, he helps me with a lot of scraping emails and doing all this type of stuff. But we've done a million different things. A lot of them come from cold calling, cold email, voicemails. Like, we've tried it all, and it's really we're starting to dial it in where we're hitting hundreds of doctors a week. Hundreds of doctors a week, and it's really a numbers game. Like, it's a numbers game. We know we can provide results. That's that confidence. Like, once you get to that point where you're like, you can do this, it becomes a sales game. You just Find a process that you can replicate and just duplicate it over and over and over again. But always make sure that you're providing like the best customer service possible. Like I think really treating your customers like friends. Like I know it can be bad business to be that close with your customers, but I like to get really close to my customers and make sure I'm texting them all the time, emailing them, in constant contact. They feel more comfortable when they're aware and involved in the situation, you know?
Absolutely. So there's obviously a bunch of different places you can find these businesses that you want to serve. You can search on Google, right? You found different lists from different email lists of chiropractors specifically.
Yelp, Groupon, any of the platforms. Really, it's a matter of getting over that sales thing where it's like, you know, I don't want to make calls, just make the calls.
Okay, so let's talk this. So there's abundance of these doctors that need help.
Absolutely.
A lot of them are really, really good at cracking backs and cleaning teeth or whatever, but they have no idea how to market their business. They're not marketers, right?
Exactly.
So what is the pitch like when you get in and you've got a doctor or you know, the receptionist on the phone?
Yeah.
What is the main pitch
So
there?
the pitch is like it's a series of rebuttals. It really is just them, because a lot of these doctors, they get calls like from people like me all the time. Like literally, probably sometimes 5 to 6 times a day, they get a call from a guy like me who's trying to be Slick Rick and get them to listen to their pitch, and they've probably already invested. Most of these doctors have already invested, you know, a couple $1,000s in SEO or their website, and they saw zero return.
Yeah.
They saw zero return. So that's the first thing you got to realize is, like, they don't want to talk to you, you know? So when you get a doctor or someone important on the phone, make sure that you respect their time and be in and out. Have your pitch ready, have your resources ready, and have that confidence abundant, because the confidence comes through. Like when you know you can provide results and you get them on the phone and you let them know, I can do A, B, and C for you. Let me show you let me send you some stuff over and show you. That is enough to say, okay, maybe I should check this guy out, you know? And if you can get them at least looking at your information. It's a follow-up game. Sometimes I don't close people until the 4th, 5th, 6th, 6th time talking to them. And like I said, you can't push them because they've been burned. They've been burned for thousands of dollars, and they've been, gotten zero results.
And so how do you initially break in? Do you offer to work for them for free, or for, how do you get in there?
So I've seen the student method, and personally I never used it because I knew I could provide results. It was just a matter of finding someone who would, put their faith in me, and that me and that client are very, very close because he put his faith in me, and I'm delivering for him, and I want to go above and beyond for him, because once you get that guy who's willing to do that for you, willing to let you provide results, it's awesome. So there is people out there that will pay you to do this for you,
Right. And so I mean, it really takes one. It seems like you get one doctor, or one, whoever you're serving, whether it's an HVAC guy or whatever the business is, you get one of them, and you provide results for them. Then you have a case study, and then you can bring this together.
And personally, I think maybe go at a discounted rate. Like I know my first guy, I signed him at a much lower rate than that I sign people now. And like you said, you provide good results. You give them great customer service. You get results rolling for them. Then when doctors say, hey, well, I want to talk to a referral. You have someone to call. You have someone who, you can kind of say, look what I've done for him, and that grows to 2, and then 2 grows to 4, 4 grows to 6, and now all of a sudden you can have people all over the place, and now you have a series of people that you can give you referrals and whatnot. So it is, and it's a different way of getting paid. We get paid on a monthly basis as well. So it's definitely something. We're gonna have clients fall off. Obviously, you're gonna have it's a water bottle, and there's holes at the bottom, but you just got to make sure that they're always pouring water on top. That's why I think ABC, always be closing, is very important.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so let's so we've kind of walked through this process. It's a huge opportunity. You can find these people on Google, on Yelp, Groupon, all over the place, and you're basically pitching on them, hey, I can help you bring more leads and customers into your door.
Yep.
And I'll even offer to do it at a discount, or some people say, hey, I'll even do it for free.
Yeah.
And boom. And then so you find one guy that's willing to trust you, that you can get results for,
exactly.
Get a case study, and then you're bringing that case study, you're showing that off, right?
Yeah, exactly. Once you find the process, you find something that works, you have it in stone. Like I've got this guy, this many leads, this many people came in, this many people signed back up. He's going to make this much money from that. I know it sounds like it might take a long time to get to that, but it really doesn't. Once you see the process from start to finish, it's hard to wrap your head around until you see it from start to finish. But once you do, it's like a light switch, and it's like, okay, that's it. That's what I have to do, and I just have to replicate that over and over again while keeping the customer at the forefront. Absolutely.
Now let's talk about the actual fulfillment of the service, because I think that it's really not too challenging. As far as generating leads.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the funnel that you use, and do you just strictly advertise on Facebook? And what is like your, first off, let's talk about this. What is your bait that you're throwing out there, right? To attract somebody, you need some sort of bait, just like when you're fishing.
Yeah.
What is your bait that you're throwing out there?
So what I noticed is that chiropractors, they don't know, and this is something for me. I know there's literally a million different niches out there, but for me, I was a chiropractic patient who I bought from Groupon. The first time I got adjusted, I was blown away. Couldn't believe how great I felt.
Yeah.
And I saw that a lot of chiropractors, they advertise on stuff like Groupon and whatnot, and it's it kind of a light click for me because that's something I'm passionate about. I knew if I could get through to them, this was something that they need clients.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the hole I saw that was easy to fill. Something that same way dentists need people that need braces. Chiropractors need backs to crack. So if I can get them some backs to crack, they'll pay me.
Yep.
It's definitely worked out.
And so are you offering people a free massage, an adjustment?
So for chiropractors specifically, you can offer a number of different things. You can offer free spinal exam. You can offer discounted new patient special. You can offer free massage. You can offer acupuncture. You can offer small little upsells like free spinal exam if they opt in, and then hey, call right now and get a upsell of a neuropathy exam or something else. So it's really just getting something out there for something that's enticing to anyone.
Right. And so that's the same with any type of marketing, right? Is you wonder like who is the fish, and then what is our bait we're going to throw out there.
Exactly.
No matter if you're in the make money, the internet marketing niche, the chiropractic dentist, it doesn't really matter. And so the basics of the funnel is it's essentially the front page, the landing page is a free massage or a free whatever, put in your email, and then the second page is just this one that says thank you, call in right now to receive your voucher.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then you build the email list and make sure that you're having email follow up and whatnot, and we have a great return from that. And it's because people want that. People want that. When people have made commitments, they've left Facebook, they've opted in, they've given us their information, they've done all these small commitments. They're usually going to pull through on the back end. They didn't do A, B, C, D, and E not to do F.
Right. So very simple funnel, and then you're just advertising right in that local market.
Yeah,
and
correct.
And
it's nothing crazy. No, we don't do a whole lot of retargeting, some conversion campaigns and whatnot, but it's relatively the funnel really is relatively simple.
Sweet. And what do you pay? Like, let's say you're getting somebody good results. What do you pay for a lead for a chiropractor?
Depends. Within ad spend, probably around $8 to $12, just in ad spend. That's beyond my retainer fee. But with chiropractors, they have an annual lifetime fee, because if they can get the person to sign up for service, they'll make a couple $100s on a monthly, and annually that'll bring them anywhere from $1,800 to $3,500.
Yeah.
So if I can get them just one of those people every month to come back and make sure they're coming back to see them every month, that's great results. Same thing with a dentist. If you can get one guy, just every month get one new family in that has a couple of kids to get dentists, to get braces, that's going to be a lot of extra profit for them at the end of the year. And if you can kind of show them that in a way that is not so salesy, it's more so like just look at my numbers, and they're a lot more confident when they see numbers and you're able to break that down for them.
Sweet. So Nick's kind of broken down the whole game plan. We'll do like quick, maybe 2-3 minute Q&A, but this is essentially how this guy has built a business that is paying over $10,000 a month. He has 7 amazing chiropractic clients that he's getting results for that are happy. And he's got this system to an well-oiled machine where he's able to be out here in Nicaragua surfing and whatnot. It looks like people are loving it. We're getting lots of hearts and lots of...
I like it.
That's awesome. You guys if you're liking this, then keep giving the hearts and the thumbs up. Sweet. Awesome. Yeah, it's going crazy. Yeah. Okay, so if you guys want, we'll do 2-3 minutes of Q&A. So if you guys want Q&A, then lots of hearts, lots of likes, but only if we're getting a ton of them. If we get a ton of likes and hearts, it's got to go crazy. I don't want to be able to see my screen. If we get that many, then we'll do a Q&A, okay? So, only if we get that many. So get tapping away, all right? Sweet. You guys are awesome. Flying in. Beautiful. Okay, so we'll do a Q&A because I know you guys probably have a couple questions. We've got 2 or 3 minutes is all because we are headed to dinner. Yeah. But Scott's got a question. He says, question for you. What type of creative are you using? I went and filmed my chiro and her video ad is killing it, but I feel like that's not super duplicatable.
Yeah, so it's crazy. A lot of people don't even know like what a chiropractic adjustment is or like what it looks like or what it entails. So really just a lead image of, you know, an adjustment so people know, you know, like what they're clicking on. It's crazy. If you don't use that as the first image, you'll get a lot of people coming through the funnel that don't even know, you know what I'm saying? Like that, you really got to almost point it out, make it obvious for them.
Yeah, dumb it down.
Yeah, dumb it down. Just let just a simple adjustment image is usually all. I've done videos before in the past, not like, you know, crazy edited videos or anything, but more organic, natural videos of just my chiro kind of pitching the, you know, the service we were offering.
Yep.
And it did really well, but I find that in most cases, you know, a lot of doctors aren't great on camera. They're not really good with kind of doing the whole sales pitch thing, and they really don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah.
So just if you can get them, you know, taking a picture within their element, that's usually enough to kind of give people an idea what they're getting into.
Solid. Okay, guys, we're gonna tune out here in just a second. We'll answer maybe 1 or 2 more questions. So if you have questions, fire away right now. If not, then we're gonna go eat. We've been surfing, like getting beat up by, at least
Dude, I got barreled on a boogie board. It was so awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, I got beat up a little bit, but if you guys do have a couple questions, we'll take 2 more questions and then we're gonna get going. So Ryan's got a question. He says, do you base your rates on what they can afford and scale with them, or do you do a set rate?
So the thing about chiropractors, my clients are awesome, but chiropractors don't make like average. I mean, I'm not talking for every chiropractor. Obviously, there's chiropractors out there that crush it, but on average, they're not exactly killing it. So you're gonna run into a lot of people who just really just can't afford it. And there's certain ways you can try and work with them, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of window shoppers. There's a lot of people who, you know, they like the idea of bettering their practice. They like the idea of sitting down with me and talking about stuff like this. So they feel like they're really pushing forward and in the process of bettering the practice, but they don't have the budget to do that. So I personally I play the numbers. I know if I hit enough calls, I'm gonna find someone who needs my services, can afford my services, and will benefit from my services. So I don't personally work, like I'm not going to work with someone for $500 just because that's all they can afford.
Yeah.
I'll give someone else the opportunity to
But to answer your question, if you need to get your first case study, he's a little bit further down the road.
That's something we talked about earlier.
Yeah, you maybe work for free.
So if you don't have a client yet, and go get your results. Get your results in and make sure that you're providing massive value. The more value you provide, give them almost so much value that they're they feel bad. That's how it needs to be. You're just constantly calling them, constantly hooking them up, making their stuff better, making the whole thing better. Gradually, just optimizing it. Just like we optimize funnels, we want to optimize our relationships with relationships with your clients, making sure you're staying in touch and everything is huge. So.
And I think one thing on the sales part is, it's the same thing that we have to get over when people are scared to spend money on advertising. It's almost like these doctors or chiropractors, they can't afford not to hire you and get your services, or else they're just going to be stuck spinning their wheels, spending their money on advertising that doesn't actually bring clients in the door. And you have to explain it to them to think of it as an investment. Hey man, if we could spend $1 on advertising, you make $2 out. That's a pretty good thing, right? And they can scale their business because of that. And you have to show them that this is not an expense, but this is something that's going to grow their business.
Exactly.
So, okay, we'll take one or two questions. Gage is saying, when first starting out, is there a good average amount invested into your ads to begin with? Is that out of your own pocket? No.
No, so the ad spend is separate, and it's really, you know, if they're already investing in their Facebook funnel and they know that this is something they want, obviously they're not going to be upset to shell out a couple extra $100 for the ad spend. Like I said, you want the patients who you do the first month at like $300 ad spend, like $10 a day, and they come back and say that works so awesome. Like give me $500 a day. Like spend as much as you need to spend. You know.
Sure.
Because they see the results, they see the value, and it's that aha moment for them.
Absolutely. Last question here. Do you have a strategy getting past the gatekeepers that you find best works when calling?
So this is something I talked about earlier. Sometimes you're not gonna get past the gatekeeper, and sometimes that gatekeeper is like, she has the key. Like she literally can. You're nice to her, you make her day, you make her smile. You might be that one guy. Like she sits there answering phones all day, and you might be the one guy that is able to put a smile on her face. And when the doctor asks for her voicemails, she might be like, "Hey, this guy called. He kind of sounded like a salesman, but he also kind of sounded kind of genuine. He sent some stuff over. You want to check it out?" And if they check it out, you might have a chance of signing a client. It's happened to me. So treat gatekeepers with just overly respectful, because they really do. They sit there and answer calls all day from people who are grumpy, making sales calls. They don't want to be talking to her. She's talking to people she doesn't want to talk with. So I think always try and come like playful, confident, try and make her laugh, get her name, say her name multiple times, try and make her day. I think that's the best way to go about it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, that is it for now. Nick, thank you a ton,
I appreciate
man.
The likes, guys.
They were firing away at you. They loved it.
Yeah.
So thanks again, man, for getting on here. Everybody, if this was good for you, show some love, give some hearts and some likes for Nick for taking time. He didn't have to do this, by the way. So showing some love with the taps there. Yeah, they're starting to float in, but we need more for Nick. He didn't have to do this, but he shared it with you guys.
Oh, there we go.
There she is.
There we go.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah. Awesome, guys.
Cool, everybody. This was this week's episode of the Monday Mastermind. Nick, once again, thank you so much. Yeah, they're all flying in now. We are out to dinner, and we'll talk to you guys all later. Bye, everybody.
All right, thanks, guys.